So good evening, class, and welcome to our class today. Before we continue, I would like to check the register. Bernarda, are you with us?
Yes.
Nyambane,
Yes, madam.
Alfred, Sharon,
Present.
Jacob,
Jacob is present.
I'm present.
Good. So today we are tackling environmental law. This will be our unit for the semester. So today we just want to do a brief introduction on environmental law, as we will continue from next week to learn more. So, Bernadette, take us to the learning outcome for the day.
By the end of the lesson, the trainee should be able to define pollution and environment, state aims of environmental law, outline legal principles of environmental law.
Good. So we are going to look at the aims of environmental law and the legal principles of environmental law. Before we get into the aims and the legal principles, there are some pictures I've sent to your WhatsApp through your class rep that are showing some images. So I want us to look at them in 30 seconds and then define the term pollution and environment. Very quickly, look at the pictures and then tell us what you are seeing as you define that either pollution or environment. Good. 30 seconds are over. Let's have Tanui defining for us the term pollution as she is telling us what she has seen in the picture.
I've just to see that there is emission of hot gases from the industries, and I can define pollution as it is the introduction of harmful substance to the environment that cause harmful effect to the human and environment as well.
Good. That is a very, very good definition. Another one, what have you seen, Nyambane?
Yes, madam. I have seen the surrounding of living organisms, which includes the physical factors such as buildings. I can see trees.
Okay.
I can also see human beings as well.
Good. Now,
So to
how
define
can you
environment
define
is
the term
just the
environment?
surrounding in which the living organisms exist.
Good. So the term environment refers to the surrounding in which the living organisms exist. Now, what do you think environmental law aims at? What are some of the aims of environmental law? We can state them very quickly. The ones you know. Let me get at least two before I give you mine. Sharon?
Okay, environmental law aims at preventing the human health, as in the safety of the human being.
Good, very, very good. Let's also hear from Winnie. What do you think environmental law aims at? I can't hear you, Winnie. Winnie, I can't hear you.
Okay, let me chip in on behalf of Winnie.
Okay.
Preservation of ecosystem.
Good. It preserves our ecosystem. Those are some of the aims of environmental law. So environmental law aims at preserving the ecosystem, whereby it focuses on maintaining the integrity and the health of the ecosystem. Also, it aims at protecting and conserving natural resources. And what are some of the natural resources that we know? Some of the natural resources that we know?
We have
We have land.
Good, we have land. Another one?
Forest.
Good, we have forest, and many more. So, another aim of environmental law, we said it protects our health by prioritizing and safeguarding our human health from adverse effects of pollution and environmental hazards. Finally, environmental law aims at promoting the concept of sustainable development, which involves meeting the present needs, the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of the coming generation to meet their own needs. Finally, I want us to look at the legal principles of environmental law. What do you think are some of the principles of environmental law? Mutuku?
Integration principle.
Yes, we have integration principle. Another one?
Polluter-based principle.
Yes, we have polluter-pays principle. What about polluter-pays principle?
It's about whoever pollutes the environment has the responsibility to pay for his cleanup.
Good. So the polluter-pays principle states that the one who is responsible for generating the waste or polluting the environment is responsible for cleaning it up. So these are some of the other principles include the precautionary principle, whereby it states that if there is a threat of serious environmental damage, even if their scientific evidence is inconclusive, action should be taken to prevent the damage. This means that even if you didn't plan for it, if there is a threat or an irreversible environmental damage, you have to prevent it. You have to prevent the damage. For example, the weather forecasting, they can predict the rains coming, for example, in the next month. We also have intergenerational equity, whereby this one states that we have a responsibility to protect the environment for the future generation, e.g. by planting more trees to protect the water catchment areas. We have integration principle. This advocates for the integration of environmental consideration into decision-making processes across various sectors, such as urban planning, energy, and industry. This helps to avoid conflicts, especially in development goals and environmental objectives. So finally, we have public participation and a sustainable use, whereby public participation promotes or emphasizes on the importance of involving the public in decision-making that affect the environment. This will promote transparency in the decisions. And sustainable use promotes the sustainable use and conservation of the natural resources by ensuring that they are available for a long time and they are not depleted or overexploited. So this kind of principle encourages practices that balance economic development with environmental protection. Good, and that brings us to the end of our discussion tonight. So before we end our class, what have you learned so far? I will pick us randomly. You can tell us what you've learned. So let us hear from Sharon, what you've learned today from our class.
We have learned on the aims of environmental law
Good.
and
Sharon has
looked at
learned aims
that
of environmental.
environmental law deals with the conservation of natural resources Then we have the preservation of ecosystems.
Good. Another aim of environmental law from Bernardo? Bernardo?
We have that protection of human health,
Good.
whereby that regulation where someone has to protect his or her health in different ways.
Wow, that is very, very good. Finally, we looked at some of the legal principles of environmental law. Which are these principles that we've discussed about? We can state them. We can state one each. We start from just stating. We start from Alfred Kipruto. Principles of
We have integration principle.
Good. Geoffrey?
We have the principle of intergenerational equity.
Good. Bernarda?
We have polluter pays principle.
Good. Mutuku?
We have precautionary principle.
Jacob?
There's also public participation and access to information.
Good. I can see we have understood what you've shared, and these are principles that you should have at your fingertips because they govern the environment. So make sure that you are not forgetting these principles, carry them wherever you are going, and obey them. So as we are coming to the end of our class today, I want you to explain some of the functions of environmental law that you know, and do a handwritten paper and then share with me next week in our class. Also, I want you to go and look at some of the environmental laws that are known in Kenya, and come and share with us when we are coming to the next class. So it has been good interacting with you and sharing with you. I'm looking forward to a great interaction next week as we get into learning more about environmental law, its opportunity, how it can help us, and blah, blah, blah. So thank you so much for your time. See you again next week. God bless you and have a good night.
Yes, madam.
Thank you, Madam Boriga.
Bye.
Haya, tunakuwa na kati lini?
We will have our cut in our 3rd week. We'll have our first cut, sitting cut in our 3rd week.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Bye.
Love you.